Hey guys, it's your boy Chris here with another episode of Food FAQ. We were at the grocery store over the weekend and Karen pointed out some green seasoning in a bottle that they were marketing, and the thing looked absolutely disgusting. A sort of fluorescent green color. Hey, don't ever buy this stuff in the bottle. I mean, to say if you have no choice but do your thing. But you know what? It is so easy to make this lovely green seasoning paste we use in the Caribbean for seasoning meats and fish and in curry dishes, everything. We use this sort of wicked green seasoning paste. If it's your first time here watching me on YouTube, above you're going to see that subscribe link. Click on subscribe. All the latest videos are going to be sent to you. Below is where you're going to leave me your comments, questions, anything you want to chat about. And do remember to give the video the thumbs up. Guys, today we're making something very simple but very important in Caribbean cuisine. The green seasoning paste. All nicely done, chopped up, blended herbs and peppers and stuff like that. You're going to love it. Here we go. Hey guys, I thought I'd show you guys, since we're doing the green seasoning, this is my little herb box here, and what I've got is some sage. Came up from last year. Every winter it dies down, and then I get it back every spring. It comes back up nice and beautiful, but we won't be using sage today because it's a bit too strong for the green seasoning mix. And over here I've got my small mint plant just starting to come up as well too. Something you can put, but don't put too much. Maybe a couple of sprigs of these would be fine. I don't like mint in my green seasoning, but again, it's up to you, your taste. And over here, I've got some rosemary just coming up as well too. Again, a wonderful herb to use, but I won't be using it in my green seasoning either. I'm just going to take you to the back of the garden where I have a couple things I will be using. We're at the back of the garden now, and these here with the sort of flowers that you're seeing, this is chive. There's a sort of a grass plant back there, but in the middle here, this is all fresh chives. It's gone to flower now because it's the middle of spring, almost late spring now. And over here, chives is always great to put in the green seasoning. And here we go, one of the stars today. This is fresh thyme. A couple weeds in there, but you won't believe the smell, the scent, just by me brushing my hands against it. Nice and lovely. And over here, we've got oregano. I'm going to be putting a couple stalks of these nice and long branches. They come up every year. I harvest them in the summer and I dry them, and I have it all winter for using. Oregano, thyme, and the chives that we saw over there will go into the green seasoning mix today. Here are the ingredients we'll be using for this wicked green seasoning paste. Few things missing here, and I mean to say this is entirely up to you if you have it, if you like using it. Mint goes well in here. I wouldn't add a lot of mint because it may overpower everything, so maybe a tablespoon or two of fresh mint. Basil, nice sweet basil goes well in here as well. Again, not too much, maybe about 3 or 4 tablespoons of basil. I love using Spanish thyme, big leaf thyme. You may also call it podina, but the thing is I don't have any at the moment, so I won't be using any of that. If you have that, some nice big leaves, maybe about 8 leaves of that would be great. But here we go, guys, and this is what I'll be using today. Up front here I have 2 Cubanelle or Hungarian peppers. This is not traditional to the recipe, but I find it adds a nice flavor to it all. And speaking about flavor, you can't go wrong with pimento peppers. Something that if you're not in the Caribbean is very hard to find in North America, very hard to find in Europe, but if you can source a good West Indian market, you will find them. I have here 2, 3, 4, 5 of these lovely peppers. No heat, ton of flavor. Cilantro, I've got a nice bunch here. It's probably going to give me about 1.5 cups, 2 cups of that. Garlic cloves, I have about 15 cloves of garlic there. Parsley, you don't want to use too much parsley in this because again it's one of those herbs that will overpower everything. So that will probably give me about 3/4 cups of parsley. I've got some beautiful, and I'll show you guys in a second where in my garden I picked this, but this is oregano. Oregano is one of those nice, lovely scent. I've got 3 long stems of that, maybe about 1/4 to 1/2 cup of oregano, fresh, nice and fresh. Another star of the show, and this is shadow benny. also known as cilantro in Asian and Latin American stores. I've got a nice handful of that there. Again, maybe about 1 cup of that. Fresh thyme. You can't go wrong with fresh thyme. We're going to need about maybe 1 cup, maybe a half a cup to 1 cup of that fresh thyme. I've got 3 stalks of celery with the leaves and everything. Add some lovely flavor. And scallions. I've got here 2, 4, 6 beautiful spring onions or scallions. We call it green onions here in North America. But these are the main ingredients here. I'll also be using, and I have here about a half a cup of lemon juice. Totally optional. You can use water or you can use vinegar if you want. We need some liquid in this because we're going to be pureeing this in the food processor or the blender, so you'll need some liquid. And traditionally I would add a nice chunk of ginger in here. I don't have fresh ginger. I've got the bottled stuff, so I'm going to add maybe a tablespoon of this grated ginger. If you guys, like I said, you want to personalize this, you want to add salt, you want to add some black pepper, and maybe you want to add a Scotch bonnet pepper in here, it's totally up to you. So what we're going to do now is to give this all a good wash, and then we're going to chop it all up and get it ready for the food processor. Pretty much you're chopping everything up. I have the celery here. You'll notice I still have the green leaves. We want all of that. So all I'm going to do is give this a rough chop just to help the food processor break this down easier. Set that aside. With the thyme, I just wanted to show you guys this. All we're going to do, we're going to take the strength and we're going to pull back on here like this. And all of that is just going to go. We're going to give that a rough chop as well. But the main sort of heavy, thick stalk is going to go in the garbage. We don't want to use that. The same thing with the oregano. We're just going to peel back on here, get all those leaves here, and we're good to go. The stalk here, that's going to go in the garbage as well. Same thing with the spring onions, the green onions. I'm going to trim the top, the bottoms off, the sort of rooty thing, toss that out, and give that a rough chop as well. I'm going to go ahead and keep chopping everything. The peppers are going to get chopped, and we're going to get working with the food processor in a sec. Just thought I'd share a quick tip with you guys. This is the cilantro here. It grows in sort of a sandy sort of condition, I guess, because these leaves, and you really got to wash it quite a bit, because there's usually a ton of dirt, a lot of sand and everything else in here. So give it a good wash, then squeeze it, and then we're going to give it a rough chop. But remember, this guy here will have a lot of sand and dirt with it. Do give it a good rinse. I've got the food processor bowl all set up here, nice and secure, ready to go. So all I'm going to do is add all of these chopped up herbs, and we're going to have to keep adding more as we go along. Let's try to get a little bit of everything in there. It will work down, so don't worry about it. Then I've got that ginger I told you guys about. A nice dose of that ginger. Now if you got the fresh stuff, by all means use the fresh stuff, because typically that's what I would be doing. And in goes that lemon juice. Now we're going to puree this into yes, we're going to puree this, but you have control here. If you like your green seasoning paste a bit chunky, work it to the desired consistency that you like. I like it a bit runny because in the bottle I'm going to put it in, it's sort of a squeeze bottle. So pretty much all we're doing, we're going to start off with a sort of a buzz. Pulsing it. And you're going to have to stop ever so often to push down the sides of it. Ooh, smells absolutely beautiful. Oh, the herbs, the peppers, the garlic, everything smells amazing in there. I'm just going to continue adding more, knocking down the top as you just saw me do there. And if needs be, add some water, some more water, some lemon juice. You can even add some olive oil, and I think that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil to here, maybe about 4 tablespoons of olive oil to help this really break down some more. It took about 4 or 5 minutes. I had to add a little bit more liquid in there. So adjust accordingly to the texture that you like. I'll just show you now the finished product. And there we go, people. That lovely, it's nice. Well, you know what? It's not too runny. It has a bit of a texture to it, a bit of body to it, as you can see. And this here, ooh, smells wicked. This here is the green seasoning paste you would normally buy, $5-6 in the bottle. Looks like something fluorescent green. This is all natural stuff in here. So what I usually do now, I empty it, and I have a bottle here with a lid that screws on, and there's a snap, and here we go. So all I do when I'm seasoning my chicken, and I keep it in the fridge, all I do is I squirt some on there, seal it back into the fridge, and I keep using. Fish, chicken, any sort of curry you're making, you can even grill vegetable. You brush this onto some vegetable, put it on the grill, it's wicked. The other thing you can do is get some of these ice trays, like the small little blocks from the dollar store. Pour it in there, freeze it, break it out, put it into a Ziploc bag, and whenever you're seasoning up your stuff, you just pop a cube in there. Chris here, guys, here we go, a nice closer look at this. One thing you got to remember, that sort of color that you're seeing, that vibrant green color that you're seeing there, after a few days it will get darker, it will go a bit darker. This lasts in the fridge. I have mine for months at a time. Once it's in the fridge, it's good to go. Lasts a couple of months at least. Thanks for joining me here on Food FAQs. If you have a question you'd like addressed in the comment section below, leave me that question and I'll try my best to get to it. Have a great day, guys.